Good evening.
Now,
We notice you're here after
this
hours.
is something that
Putting in the overtime,
I
Good
love.
for you. Afton
Like, this
Robotics
whole
always
thing.
appreciates the hard work and dedication of its employees.
I was really happy with how this particular segment turned out. It was one of the first ones I ended up working on, actually, back in February when I started working on the video.
If you have followed procedure, should be waiting on the platform upstairs. Please act.
T-Dread's obviously providing the voice of Helpy, doing a great job.
Oh yeah, and I'm curious. Like, did you specifically do the error like faith type like?
Yeah, the text to speech.
Yeah, like did you
was...
specifically just choose that because it sounded like? Is it a reference to that, or is it just because it's like it sounds cool?
It was more of a sounds cool thing. It wasn't a direct reference to anything in particular.
Activate the retrieval button on the maintenance console to get started.
Yeah, this reveal. Just
It appears our system does
everything
not
about
recognize
this.
The
It
animatronic
just
you're trying to perform maintenance
the
on.
lighting
The
just
station
hits
is only intended for maintenance
everything
pertaining to
correctly.
approved Afton Robotics creations.
Thank you.
Are
It
sure
took
you
it
wish
took
to
a long
continue?
while figuring out exactly
Okay,
the way I
let's
wanted
get
it to look.
started.
You know, especially
First,
with like
please proceed with any
the lights on the edge of the room,
required
like even the
maintenance
red
and
flashing with the beeping. A lot of people miss actually that Freddy has a hand sticking out of his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Poor Gabriel's.
Yeah.
Gabriel's hand is just sticking out there in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it there. Which the others then have different elements, which we'll talk about when we see them. But yeah, a lot of people missed that initial one, but it's good because that's what I wanted. Was that like some people would just watch it and not realize, and other people would scan the image and go, "What is that? Oh, that's a hand." You know?
Yeah, like
It's obviously bloody
like,
as hell.
One of the first things is just like it's discerning whether or not this is like Golden Freddy or like Unwithered Freddy, just like the regular one. And then as you're going along, like trying to view it, like, oh, that's a hand.
Yeah. Oh dear, yeah. So it's also like firmly establishing we are minutes after the MCI. Like we are very, very close in time to when it's been committed, which I thought was something we've never really seen, is like the immediate possession of the characters. You know, like we've seen them a few years later, we've seen them before they're possessed, we've seen them years and years later on. But like that, I was curious as to what that moment would be when they first came to life. Like what was their first thoughts or actions when they started to become possessed.
And like just
Good
this,
job. Looks good as new.
the
Before we
withering and
send
stuff
Error
on it.
back on stage, we must ensure the animatronic
Error
my brain
it is new. I also like Scott's like very ironic sense of humor, so I tried to, you know, especially when it comes to the companies, so I tried to implement that a little bit here, especially with the like this, like the authorities will be contacted.
Yeah.
Good job. On your remote, 3 buttons should have engaged. The first is a prompt button, which will test animatronic
figure out
responses
exactly
to
what the
external
layout of it
stimuli
would
to
be
ensure our
and
latest
how much
and
it should
greatest
move or not
animatronic
move.
toys remain fully operational.
I'm curious, was this inspired by the Faz Talker that we saw like early on?
It was inspired
the FNAF 2 movie?
by the Faz Talker and then the Faz Wrench from Security Breach. So I thought, because I looked at the Faz Wrench and it's obviously got the Freddy color scheme and all that, and then I looked at the Faz Talker and I liked the way it kind of implemented Toy Freddy a lot. And something about this Freddy's in particular, this Heyday Freddy's, is because it's the literal heyday of Freddy's as a company. I thought having everything that they make just have the face plastered on it, you know, have Freddy everywhere, or even like the Bonnie bin later on in the office.
Yeah, Benny
like,
the Bonnie.
yeah, yeah, exactly. All of that stuff is just marketing. Like even to employees who are working there in this like private section, like what we later find out is like the sister location bunker underneath the pizzeria. It's like all of this stuff is still pushing Freddy so much that you just can't escape it. It's everywhere.
This
is also our first hint that the toys are an acronym.
Inbuilt flashlight and shine it directly at the animatronic's eye sensors. This will initiate a soft reset to prepare the animatronic for the next prompt. Be aware that these animatronics are considered heavy machinery. If the animatronic is not performing as expected and displays a red,
there's a little blink. One of the blinks has a red eyes in the middle.
To administer a controlled shock. This should promote
like doing those little. That was something with this section in particular, like having little changes that are less noticeable, or the kind of. We'll see it once we kind of go in and pull back again after the first prompt. But the subtle changes between the two, where you're going, did he move? Did something change? I missed that. What was that? You know, and you can imagine if you're playing, people like spamming the flashlight and missing the first time that his eyes move or his head changes direction.
Yeah.
Please use the flashlight as instructed and document results on your maintenance panel. Let's try again, shall we? Press the prompt.
So like this is a very slightly different pose. Like you can jump between the two if you go back like 10 seconds. You'll see how. Yeah, you see just a very slight difference.
Like I love that subtlety.
It was something because I know a lot of people in the first video in particular. One of the critiques that I got, and I was aware of it while making it, but one of the critiques I got was that the animatronics were too visible or moved too much on screen, which I have always been a very big critic of that in any FNAF fan projects, including like the movie stuff. But I also am of the mind that like when I'm making these videos, the stuff that people are gonna, you know, get the most intense reaction to are the stuff that you haven't seen already. You know, so getting an animation where Freddy moves or Bonnie steps into the hall is going to give it that like elevated sense of, oh, this is a reboot. This is something that's different. You know, whether or not if I were to make them into games, would I keep all those changes? Maybe, or all those animations? Maybe not. But this was kind of a direct response to that, where I'm like, all right, you want 3 minutes where nothing happens. Got it. Let's see if I can pull off the same kind of atmosphere without having them do any crazy movements. Obviously, we get more in a second, but you know, just that opening where there's no movement, no animations, anything like that.
In your prompt package.
I don't even want to like talk here.
Please use the flashlight as instructed and document results on your maintenance panel.
And then obviously got him like falling over. There's something inside moving, but yeah, he's got the eyes. There's another one of those like subtle little differences as the eyes slightly move to look at you.
Looks like that didn't happen.
Also, I know you're like, oh, we're pausing too much, but I just need to see
absolutely.
like this thing. Just the way that this it tickles my brain the way that you do your visuals. Like it is
Thank you. We've got the table like lighting up underneath them, and there's also like the slight like I edited the texture slightly to have a bit more like sheen to it, because it's obviously just been like power hosed down with all the blood off it, so it's more reflective than it usually is. It's like the fur is a bit wet.
Yeah.
Looks like that didn't have the intended response. Let's try again, shall we? Press the prompt button to cycle to the next item.
I'm not gonna pause it. But that looks so cool, frame by frame.
The little reference to his office position in the original game, he's like standing and leaning over.
Out and return home. We probably won't be seeing you again, so just in case, thank you for your mediocre service and have a fantastic life.
Maintenance minigames. This style of gameplay was first introduced to the series back in Sister Location. In that game, it was Funtime Freddy's maintenance section, and it became a huge aspect of the sequel Pizzeria Simulator in the salvage minigames. If you're familiar with the latter, you'll know I'm taking this is the same kind of like, mentality I had with the minigames in FNAF 1. It's like they become such a staple later on
I can assure you that if I ever get
not having them in FNAF 1 feels weird, you know, at this point where every game has 8-bit minigames. So this is the same idea. It's like, oh, well, we're getting maintenance in most of the games now. So yeah, so here you can see Bonnie's got a little shoe sticking out of his knee. It's like a Converse or something. So poor Jeremy's in there.
Yeah, like I love the way you just like you made this whole render and then just sort of brush past it to be like, okay, this is
I was just like, listen, I gotta show off the other ones. People are gonna wonder what they look like. You can see the mask down there as well that we eventually put on in the office.
Oh, I didn't even notice that touch. Yeah.
And his arm, I think, is over there on the right.
Which we'll talk about those more in detail.
There's Chuki. Yeah, I called her Chuki again. What am I doing? Susie and not Chica.
Chuki's bow tie.
Her hair and her bow tie. There's a little bit of her hair, so it's just the top of her head just sticking out. Mm-hmm. R.I.P.
Yeah. And they just have the canonical help wanted blood on.
The help wanted blood, yeah. Also kind of mirroring the pose that she has in the 8-bit minigame from the first video when she's up against the wall. But we'll see that rendered a little more in detail later on.
The next few sections.
Yeah.
And secondly, this is a tone setter for both our characters and the world.
Also, I gotta give props to the way that the eyes are animated right here. Like,
oh yeah, with the roll.
The roll as everything else moves up,
and
the subtle little blinking.
This cold bureaucratic treatment of things that are supposed to elicit.
There is a slight answer to the, because some people have been wondering, is there a Fritz image? Is there any sort of imagery of him poking out here? There isn't, but there's a slight hidden answer to it later on, which we can talk about.
Wonder and excitement in children is off-putting, especially when there's obviously a lot more going on.
I love the hand movement, like he's like.
As with the first video, more.
Yeah, is there anything
than we may first realize?
Like more than just this
in this segment? No, there's nothing in this little hidden bit here. It's just, again, it's a tease because some people. Yeah. Throughout the video, they're going, "Where's Golden Freddy? Where's Golden Freddy? Where's Golden Freddy?" So, that's my little hint. He's here, but we'll see if he shows up at any point later on.
With the purple
and obviously
hat.
highlighting the purple hat. Yeah.